Alright guys, welcome back to another Scottish football recap show. It is the 17th of January 2021. A pretty lacklustre weekend of football,
It was all shite.
if I may say so myself. A lot of draws, a lot of surprising scorelines, and a lot of pish football in general. On paper, I thought this week maybe looked. I don't know. I thought we were going to get some good shit, but we didn't really get anything. And so what was your thoughts coming into the weekend?
Well, I'd say it probably went according to plan until today.
Yeah, well, until today. So,
Let's kick off with today. Or not. What do you want to do? Sunday? Or Saturday?
Saturday, big man. Let's go in
Right.
chronological order. So,
We'll start with Shane Duffy. The big man. The guy's absolute fucking dog shit. Celtic nil. Livingston nil.
boring game to watch.
Livingston should have won this.
Celtic did have a couple of chances, didn't take them. Neil Lennon was missing again. The entire Celtic team was missing, to be honest. Been missing all season.
I was about to say that, brother.
Just a boring game in general, and I'd say that's 10-0 deed. Even when Rangers drop points now, you don't expect Celtic to capitalise and get the 3 points, and Celtic have to play Livingston again
On Wednesday.
on a plastic pitch, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Celtic lose.
And on that note, guys,
And that was all you could really say about that. It was boring, it was pish.
I mean, people can talk about if Rangers collapse, but I think Celtic have fucking
I don't think it
collapsed.
matters how much Rangers collapse. I don't see Celtic going on a decent run to catch them, so,
And that's where it ends, man. Right, next up, Hamilton, Dundee United 0-0. If Dundee United have any sort of ambitions, man, you need to be beating this fucking crock of shit
But they
Hamilton.
didn't, and there's not a lot you can say about that game. Hibernian get back to winning ways, 2-0 win over Kilmarnock. A wee bit fortunate, Kelly hit the post, and uh, Hibernian took the lead through a deflected own goal. So, you know what? I mean, it wasn't the greatest Hibernian performance, but I think they needed the win
And
after,
Gogic with a
you
great
know,
one.
without a goal for a while. The big shock on Saturday, though, came with Aberdeen, losing 4-1 to Ross County. When you go 1-0 down, half a minute in, you know it's always going to be a pretty tough day, but I'm pretty sure Aberdeen expected the day to get better for that point, and in fact, it got a hell of a lot worse.
2-0,
Then they got a
3-1,
lucky
4-1.
own goal before half time, but you thought maybe that would have got them back into it going into the second half. Didn't happen, and Ross County seen out the comfortable win comfortably, to be honest. And you've got a question here: is Derek McKinn's time's up?
It is.
I've always given the benefit of the doubt. I've always thought Aberdeen fans were too harsh on the guy, but I don't know. When you look at it, when you look back on things, at the end of the day, he's been there 7 years, and it's one Betfred Cup
Final.
in seven. Well, he won it but it's one Betfred Cup in 7 years. It's not. I think you'd expect him to do a bit better. Albeit Rangers have won exactly he on that time period as well, but I just think Aberdeen, they were up against a pretty weak Celtic side. Then they had a weak Rangers side that weren't in the league. Then they got back into the league, and I feel like if Aberdeen were ever going to,
Win
spend a
the
bit of
league.
money and try and push the top two in Scotland, then I think their time to do it is probably already done. It's past. You look at Rangers now; they seem to be miles ahead of everyone else. You've got to assume that Celtic are going to transform next season. They're going to try and spend a lot of money, get a new manager in, and I think Aberdeen have went for I think the only way Aberdeen under McInnes is backwards because, like I said, they did have those years where they finished second and third. But if you actually look at it, the last 2 years they haven't even finished third. And who knows, if Hibernian can get a good run together, they might not even finish third this season. So they've definitely went backwards when I think they should have been looking to try and go forwards, but it hasn't happened.
More Derek
Um,
McKinnon, baby.
he's not had the money to spend, and it is difficult when all your best players want to leave. Scott Wright, another promising Aberdeen player, wants to go to Rangers, and yeah. So I mean,
Promising
what
player,
what
he's
what
pish.
what can he do? What can he do? I mean, is there many better options out there? Let's be honest. I don't know, but I'm not really stuck behind him anymore. I don't have his back like I used to. I think it's touch and go whether it'd be form staying or form going. There was another game in the Scottish League that I cannot fucking remember, so obviously it must have been a
It was
pish
St
game.
Johnstone that beat St Mirren 1-0, but it's all
Nobody
about the game
cares.
that mattered on Sunday.
And then today,
Sunday night heat.
another disappointing performance for Rangers, but the only thing is, for the last 6 weeks or whatever, they've been getting away with these disappointing performances. Today it didn't happen. They could only snatch a draw against Motherwell, and I don't know how I feel about Rangers. I definitely feel like the wheels are coming off the bus, but I don't feel like Celtic are going to be there to take advantage of it. You know, it's the first points Rangers have dropped in ages.
September.
But the performances haven't been that good. Could have easily drew with Aberdeen. Could have easily drew with Hibernian. Got lucky against Celtic. I mean, they got lucky a couple of games before that as well. They're not smashing teams like they were at the start of the season, but they're still more or less getting the wins apart from today. So, I don't know. Up next for Rangers, it's Hibs.
No, it's not. It's Ross County.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, well. It's Ross County, who are coming off a great win against Aberdeen.
They're fucking pish.
But will they do anything against Rangers? I don't know. But this draw with Rangers, it doesn't really affect Rangers due to the fact that Celtic have been dropping points left, right, and centre. Had Celtic have, not went to Dubai and won a bunch of games, then maybe you'd look at this draw and go, well, you know what? Perhaps Celtic have got a small chance, but that's not what happened. Celtic went to Dubai, they had another game in hand, and since they came back, they've had two fucking embarrassing draws. In two games, to be fair, that they probably should deserve to lose both of them. So
I know they're lucky to actually pick up 2 points.
I mean, who knows? If Celtic had won those last two games, then Rangers have drawn here. You could have maybe made a case, well, you know what, Rangers haven't looked that great. Maybe Rangers will start dropping points and maybe Celtic can go on a run. But to me, I don't think it matters how bad Rangers' form gets. I just don't see Celtic doing enough to, pull it back. Motherwell did take the lead early on. Tony Watt kind of the culprit behind this goal created the opportunity really, and then Defante Cole taps it in. Commentary team kind of marked it as if this was like one of the best goals I've ever seen.
Pish.
I mean, it was all right. Like I didn't think it was that great. And then Motherwell, who had the upper hand, were on the front foot for the majority of the first half of the first half. When they got the goal, they seemed to just go more defensive, which I guess is natural, but by the time it got to the second half, I mean, they just kind of gave up. They weren't even interested in coming forward.
But anyway, guys, Rangers got a goal for you at Eton, and then not much happened, to be honest. Defoe had a shot, and that was about it, man. It was lackluster, but I'll tell you, it's not lackluster. A 21-point gap at the top of the table, brah.
Aye, so they see Rangers maintain it. 21 points at the top, Celtic 3 games in hand.
And then no one else gives a fuck about the rest of the teams.
Fuck off, right?
I'm only joking, big man. Look, you're near greeting.
Right, Hibernian in third place, point ahead of Aberdeen. Aberdeen's form, though, pretty atrocious at the moment. I feel like if Hibs go on a decent run, they'll get third place.
I feel like if they actually could go on a decent run, they could get second, but they're pish. I mean, if there's a year someone other than Rangers is going to beat Celtic.
Well, I think the Aberdeen players were saying recently in the last couple of weeks how they felt they can get second, but I don't think that's going to happen now. After that defeat to Ross County.
Mm-hmm.
Really should have won that to put the pressure on Celtic. But at the bottom of the table now.
Hamilton, where they belong.
But they always seem to avoid the drop. Will they do it again this year? Who knows?
Yeah.
Motherwell won't go. Motherwell are too good to go down. There's no way Motherwell's going to go down.
Ross County have got good form.
Yeah, they've done alright. I mean,
I'd say Hamilton are down. Everyone else is in good form or too good to go down, and they're neither.
Yeah.
Adios. Carry on my wayward son.
I just don't see Hamilton getting a bunch of wins in a row. Motherwell have got a game in hand over Hamilton. Hamilton have got a game in hand over Ross County. St Johnstone aren't really doing much. I mean, could they?
They won 1-0.
Aye, but before the day, like, I mean.
Aye, but they beat Informed St Mirren.
Oh, fucking Informed St Mirren. Informed St Mirren is fucking. Drew 2 and lost one of their previous 3 games. Fucking great inform right there.
Anyway, though, that'll do it for this recap show for ABERDEEN. Till next time, no
Pish
surrender.
version, but hey, peace.